Hello. As any of my viewers know, my name is Jeremiah Semien. And basically, I am an artist. I want to tell a lot of people that I have a lot of books that's been published, a lot of music out. I have short stories that's out as well, besides the poetry. And I also have short films, videos, films itself. And by pushing out as an artist in every field, even co-publishing music with other artists, by doing that, I'm pushing myself out as not only an artist, but as a businessman, or a business person, if you want to think about it like that. And in the event that hopefully by exposing myself as an artist, to let people know who I am, and to let people know that things that I've went through, that maybe they going through or they've already went through, then they'll understand exactly who I am, what I've done, things of that nature. Alright, some of my books, probably some of you know. Poet's Dream. I also have Tales of Unknown the Stranger. I do have a few other books like New Generation Act 1, New Generation Act 2. I probably have books called The Historical Jerry, a poetry book, or The Vault, the Crystal Ball. I also have books like, probably you might not have heard of a lot of my book material, which could be The Trial Lawyer, probably The Researcher, The Office Filer, probably books like The Sacrifice of Jeremiah, which is the combination of Act 1 and Act 2 too. From New Generation, I also have The Histories of Jerry. Well, I said The Histories of Jerry. Basically, it's the King of Music. I also have a CD that came out. Somehow people probably heard of some of the songs on it. I've also have music from other performances I've done, shows, basically. And in the long run, it makes me as an artist feel great of what I'm doing. By having my documentary about my life story, even a documentary about Jesus, it makes it possible for an artist like me to understand not only the physical side, but a spiritual sense, if you want to think of it. And with having these talents given to me, because I do thank God for the talents that He's given me to push out and to catch the eye of as many people as possible, having web pages for people to see me, my pictures, my artwork, it gives people a sense of who I am, what I'm doing, that I'm the type of man that doesn't just accept anything. I push forward. I push, even though I could be tired, I could be frustrated, angry, whatever, I just keep pushing till I get to a certain point in this business. And I think you have to just continue pushing, because no one in the world will give you anything. You have to work for it. You have to push and work for it so you can appreciate what you've done, so people can appreciate what you've done as well. Alright, being in the entertainment business, it's not an easy business. This is a hard business. but it is possible to make it in the entertainment business. And there's many aspects of the entertainment business. It's not just in front of the camera. Some things happen behind the camera, and a lot of people work hard to make that happen. And I feel that by working hard, by pushing, striving to do something in this world, people will notice what you're doing. People will know who you are, what you can do, and in the long run, it make it easier for people to understand what you're trying to accomplish in life. Because you can accomplish anything. Not only working in the entertainment business, but working a 9-to-5 gig or job, having a career. You can also create jobs for yourself, as I did personally. And this is your chance to come across a message that many people might not understand, is that as an individual person, if you can do certain things in this world, then there's almost nothing that's impossible for you to do. That is what people should understand. Because that is something I understand. And that is what makes one person who wants something in life, or the ones that want something, from the ones that don't want anything in life. And you shouldn't be settling just for one thing. You should push out and strive for more. The better your chances. Thinking about my past, and sometimes you try to learn from it, is something that's hard for a lot of people to do. But I think if a lot of people seen my documentaries, you can kind of figure out a little bit about my past history. And I think that in the long run, that learning from all of this, it does help everyone in the world. I think by learning from the past, it teaches us that maybe we shouldn't go this route, or maybe we shouldn't go that route, or whatever. I feel as though that in time, people should understand. I have a feeling that it could happen to all of us in this world, that we finally figure out what people from the past did. Also thinking about a lot of these wars that's going on, and make a person think about if the end is near. But with all that in everyone's sight, it's hard to figure out what to do, how to do it. I understand that people probably get scared. Everybody does at a certain point of their life. And it helps, makes us stronger, makes us understand more, makes us feel as though that we are who we are as a person. And I think everybody has their own set ways in life. Even though you wish certain people wouldn't do certain things, it's best to tell them the truth. People don't like you. They will never like you if you tell the truth. But that doesn't mean that they will not respect you, because they will. And in the long run, that's all that matters, is respect. A person, especially if you can love them within the same time period. And also make sure that you take care of yourself besides taking care of someone else. And if you hook up with anybody in this world, make sure that you and that person have some understanding. Make sure you love the person. Make sure that you're willing to do things for that person. Make sure that person is willing to do things for you. And have some kind of understanding, or should I put it, really understand one another. And a relationship takes effort, time. It takes a lot. And you have a lot of baggage, the other person have a lot of baggage, then it does take time to work with that certain situation, whatever situation you come up to. Alright, people look at me and they think that I'm smart, I have a lot of knowledge. And I believe as an artist, when I write down different stories, or should I say, when I decide to start writing a story, I may do some research on my research. And I think that as a writer, by doing a lot of research, I think you really get the point of the story. And if anyone has ever read my books, some of my books do have a lot of information on a lot of people, cultures, especially cultures from the past. And I feel as though that by understanding these cultures, maybe we can understand us as people. And I think when a person who reads history should also have a Bible handy to also read that and to add in their own, when they summarize it for themselves, add the complete history of mankind. Because I feel as though that as I remembered and I stated, learning from our past is one of the best experiences you can have, especially as an artist, an author. If you're writing a story, doesn't matter if it's a short story or what's called a short, which is kind of basically a little less than some of the short stories, which could be about 2 or 3 pages long. A short story could be 9, but could be like between 9 to 20 pages long. Could be a little bit more. And if you're writing a short story collection, it's good to get a little bit of information on the story that you're writing about. When you're doing a novelist, a short novel, or if you're doing a novel or a full-length novel, which could be, a full-length novel could be between 100 pages, I say 1 to about probably 700 pages long. It depends. Could be between 50,000 to 300,000 words. It depends. Whatever story you're writing. And as you think about it, as an artist, you have to think about what messages are you portraying. That would be one thing to think about. What messages are you portraying? Sometimes the messages that artists portray is not always the best message to push out there, but it is a message. And I think with any artistic work, you will have messages that you're putting out. Having an open mind, having an understanding of what you think the artist is trying to say. It shouldn't matter an artist's sexual orientation. It shouldn't matter the racial background. It should matter the artwork itself. That's what you're putting out there. You're not putting your business, or should I say, you're not putting things that you don't want people to know out there. You pushing out artwork, and that's the best thing a person can do, is push out a lot of the artwork and eventually get certain companies to take you on. And I think in the long run you will understand more, you'll learn more. I think as a person gets older, you'll learn more than what you've learned in life. And I think you have to, because that's with everything in this world. You have to learn. That's the key. Learning is the key. I feel as though people can be blessed with anything. Well, almost anything, if you believe. That's another key factor. I feel that believing that things can happen for you, it's hard as a human being to really believe that things can happen. But sometimes if you just think about it, maybe there is a higher power that is up there watching all of us, and maybe he's giving to us what we deserve from what he sees us doing. And I feel as though that's probably one key factor to think about. What we are doing as human beings, this is what this spiritual being is watching us. And as we think about the truth hurts every one of us, but the truth is what everybody needs to hear. That's the bottom line. But like I said before, to really understand mankind is to really read the historical events throughout history, especially if you read about different cultures, different racial background of cultures. And if you take the Bible, read that as well, add that information to the historical books, then you'll probably get a sense of the whole history of mankind. That's how I feel. Maybe somebody might not feel the same way that I feel, but that is our history. That is something we need to think about in the long run. So to really conclude, I think that in life there are lessons to be learned. There are things we need to know. There are things that as humans we could do, especially whatever job, career, or whatever we're doing. I think that money is not always the key factor for happiness. I think that everybody in the world should find some way of making themselves happy besides materialistic ways or materialistic things. I think that we as human beings should not just help ourselves, help one another. And I think at the end of this life that we all live and one day have to leave, I feel as though that we'll learn life lessons, not just throughout history, but through other people. And I believe that if you have a conversation with a person and let them spit out or let them push out knowledge that maybe you don't know, then it's good to understand how somebody else thinks, how somebody else feels, and that's part of history as well. If anyone thinks about it like that, that is part of our history. Okay, reading is fundamental. Everybody should pick a good book, any book, and read it. It's time we stop watching television and start reading a good book. My name is Jeremiah Semien, and I approve this message.
Fall in love. I want to 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 fall in love. Shame on me. I said shame on me. Shame on me. I said shame on me, baby. Fall in love, get married, have a baby. Fall in love, get married, have a baby. I want to